Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to Healing with Hila. This is your space for aligning, expanding, and reconnecting with who you truly are. I'm your host, Hila Kedem Ferguson. I'm a transpersonal hypnotherapist, manifestation coach, and sound creator. Thank you so much for inviting me into your life. Hello, my beautiful souls. I am so excited about today's episode, mostly because it's going to be a combination of me talking a little bit, but also a session I did. It's been a really long time since I've shared with you guys a session, a dialogue with a client, and I had a really great past life regression today that I felt like so many of us will benefit from listening to the main messages that came through, and I thought you would really enjoy it. I decided to include the end of the session. So, really, we are going to start by scanning the last scene, the death and transition scene, and then the short recap around the main lessons that my client had to kind of take in from the session. I feel like Spirit really opened up such an important subject for her that was actually a little unexpected, but it's so valid for so many of us that, again, I think would be so beneficial for all of us to listen to and reflect on. I wanted to give you a little bit of a background and just kind of catch you up a little to where we're at once I share the recording. And I'm going to recap also at the end a little bit and open up the lesson more. My client came in and we did a past life regression. The way I like to run it is I take my clients through significant scenes in their life, scanning them fully, just gaining information and understanding on what it is that is happening. And I then like to take my clients into their last day where they move through the transition, allowing themselves to experience what it's like to leave the physical body and then move into a space of spirit where they get to have some time to reflect and understand why was this lifetime brought up and how does that reflect and connect into their current lifetime. And so my client found herself in what we later came to find is somewhere in India. She found herself to be someone that seemed to be of a higher class. However, she found herself in the market, feeling very much connected to the common people, really, as this was her true home, a space in which she just felt so at ease. In that market, she found herself to connect to someone who she named George. Later, she told me that all the names that were coming up for her were more like an English translation of the real names because she was struggling with the language and the actual words. As she connected to this shopkeeper named George, she felt an instant deep connection, a fatherly figure, someone that she felt very close with. The scene in which she first showed up in felt like an end. She said that she was 17 years old, she felt very free, and that she could sense that she's about to get married and that her life is going to be very different from this day forward. When she connected to George, she received a gift from him, a locket to remind her of their time, of who he is and his support and his love. And again, that soul felt very significant. And even at that moment, she began to recognize him as her partner and soulmate in this life, named Mike. We fast forward, she found herself on her wedding day. That's where she really connected to the clothing and the air and the time and the space in which she was. She connected to the fact that this was an arranged marriage. The man in which she was about to marry, she's only met a few times. This was arranged by her family. And at that moment, she felt the lack of choice for the rest of her journey. But at the same time, knowing that this is just how life is. And He as well was not necessarily in love with her. He was in love with someone else, but knew that that's the only choice they have, and they're gonna try to make the best of it. She knew that he wasn't going to be cruel to her, but it is going to be a life of compromise, one where she doesn't get to really spend it with her love. And at the time, she felt more affection and love to a common boy and a servant. She kept talking about the connection that she had to the lower class people and how much more free she felt when she was around them. As she scanned her life, she knew that she was going to have a big family and was very happy about that. Her husband was often gone, and she ended up having four children, in which she loved dearly and was very happy to be their mother. At the same time, feeling the loss of having a lifetime with someone that is a best friend, a soulmate, a deep love. Her husband was really just there as a placeholder, someone to give her children, someone that didn't abuse her, but also did not make her happy. As she scanned the different scenes, she was able to connect to her children. She ended up having two boys and two girls. She recognized her oldest as her son in this current life and recognized her third child, which was her first daughter, as the soul of her mother in this life, and her last daughter as the soul of her grandchild in this life. Those pieces in past life regression seems to be very significant because we do choose to incarnate with the same souls, just learning different lessons. So I do like to pause my clients and have them scan that connection and see if they can connect to any sense of familiarity. Recognizing that her last daughter in that life was the granddaughter in which she had in this life, who was actually adopted, was very emotional for her because she said that she always knew that little girl was supposed to be part of their family and felt an instant connection and love for her and was very grateful to feel that confirmation that she always knew about her. Her granddaughter in this life is named Kayla. We moved forward and again scanned that life, which was a life of great comfort. Every time she would connect to scenes from that life, she found herself in this lavish garden, surrounded by servants, in which again she felt very close with. They were her best friends, and she felt so much love for those people that supported her and surrounded her. We moved into the last scene of that life. She was already older, her children are grown, and they had children of their own. Her husband already passed away. And that's where I'm going to leave you listening to the rest of the session. She was at her deathbed, surrounded by her children, but really feeling a pull that it's time, that it's the end of this life, and she is ready to move on. You will hear as she scans the scene and then connects to the soul of George, the storekeeper, who is her partner, Mike, in this life, and then move into a space of reflection and connection. I left that part for you guys. I hope you enjoy that part of the session. And in that part, her guidance really brought forth a very big and important lesson that is important for her in this life. I've left the piece of the session. I did cut a lot of the silence. It's going to move a lot faster than it was really for us. And then I also kept the reflection that her and I had at the end of the session, already after she was awake and present, where we were just talking about what came up in the lesson. I really hope you enjoy this segment and the incredible lesson that Spirit brought forward because, again, I feel like it's so important for so many of us. Here it is.
I'm in a big, beautiful bed. I've seen this scene before. This is one of the times I had a glimpse, and this was it. My children are there. My husband is gone. Some of my grandchildren are there. Kyla is there. I saw her before, and it is her. She's such a strong, beautiful woman. I had nothing to worry. The two middle children, I don't feel as close to them.
That's
Only the oldest and the youngest. I feel
yes.
closest to them. I love them all, but Yeah, there's a difference. It's going to be a very peaceful thing. I'm just going to fall asleep. I'm tired of being here. I'm done. It's like I'm pretty old. I don't know how. I'm in my 60s somewhere. Actually, now I feel like I wasn't as old as I thought because I think it was younger than I am right now.
Yes, but in that life, in that timeline, in that space, it's old for you and it's perfect.
Yeah. I feel my children feel sad, but I don't feel sad.
I want you to allow that next breath to guide you there and just notice the last conscious thought you have before you leave your physical body.
I want to see him holding the rock in my hand. He's just holding his hand out to me. I take his hand. I feel like I'm stepping out of my body. He looked like the old man, but he doesn't anymore. My children are crying. I'm going with him. It is Mike. It is. He came and got me. He told me I did really good. I didn't want to do it by myself, but I did it myself. I feel so much better now. He's holding, he's telling me he's proud of me. I did good. I did really good. And I did it without him. He was always there somewhere. Even if I didn't feel it, he said he was always there.
And I want you to be just open and aware if there's any other beings that would like to join you as you're reflecting right now with him. If there's any other souls or guides, if there's anyone else that's kind of being pulled into your scene, or if it's just the two of you, that's also absolutely perfect. I want you to just stay open and just scan.
Right now, it's just him and I.
Beautiful.
And as we hug, we turn into this singular glowing shaft. Something. I feel like there's others standing back, but they're just standing so light, so beautiful, so much better, so much better. I feel like he's sharing what he did with me, what his journey was while we were. I think he must have had a wife all along, but he was older. Maybe she had passed. I don't know. Just kept his shop. I think he might have been alone too, though. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I experienced great comfort, but that's not really what I prefer. I don't prefer that. I don't prefer that. I feel like maybe that's why I have such an aversion now to it. I don't crave expensive things or flashy life or brand name things. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. You have to give up too much other things to have that.
Oh, that's a really important piece. And so I want that to open up for a minute. And I am going to ask for a little bit more guidance for you in this moment. Julie has anchored for herself the choice between that great love or the luxury and comfort because of the memories from her life as Anna. And I want guidance to come in right now and help you understand it a little bit more. And if there's a lesson or a piece that is important to separate, to release. And so just kind of let go and allow guidance to come and support you. You can still be very much connected to Mike in this moment, but let that support come in that's been standing in the sidelines. Let them through. And let them reflect with you on some of the important pieces they want to clear up for you.
You can have both. You don't necessarily have to give up one to have the other. Don't be afraid of wealth. It's not the money that corrupts the person. It's the person that is corrupted.
Notice, did Julie carry on a fear that if she opened up to that piece, she would have to give up Mike?
I'm kind of thinking that might be part of the fear here.
Beautiful. Open that up. Let your guidance come here. Azrael is very much present for you. Let them speak to you.
You can have it all, but you have to have balance to have it all. And you can't let it corrupt. It's okay to have money. It's okay to have things. It doesn't have to change you. It doesn't have to change you if you have things. And not to be afraid to have that. Part of the fear of the change is will the money change? I don't think so. It can't change.
And I want them to show you the choices in the lifetime of Anna that your soul chose to experience. In that lifetime, there was a purpose and a choice around that specific journey. Let them talk to you about Anna.
Even though she had everything, she still cared about everybody. She didn't let it change her. Best friends were still the servants, the common people. Just like when she was a little young girl and she ran the streets. Mm-hmm. Those were her friends. Those were the people she loved to be with. And just because there was comfort, she could still be kind and loving. She didn't let that harden her or take away the kindness of her heart. And whether you have money or not, it doesn't make any. You just have to have a good heart. And money doesn't make people bad. It's not what makes them bad. It's not that I dislike rich people. I just think they're disconnected sometimes. That's Julie.
Good. And what do they want to say to them?
If you have balance, stay connected. Keep the balance. Keep the heart open. And no matter how much money, the heart will come through. I think Julie's afraid that if things go the way they could, there could be a lot of money.
Yes.
And will that change? It won't change it. It'll be good. It'll be good.
And this memory of her life as Anna is going to be here to really help anchor that.
She never lost heart. No. She loved everybody. No matter how much money she had, she always loved everybody and cared about them. She tried to raise her children that way. They didn't all grow up that way. That's why the two middle ones, they liked the money. They went the other. The two middle children, they were of the world. They were worldly things. They weren't very well grounded. That's why I wasn't close to them.
Beautiful. And that's some of that imprint that Julie took around money and ungrounded.
You know, that's kind of strange about the money thing, because I have a friend, and money is, to me, I didn't think money was ever, I don't know, I really haven't really thought about it. It's not really something I dwell on that I thought I dwelled on. I mean, you talk about winning the lottery and you're going to build a new house, you're going to do this stuff, but we don't even buy lottery tickets, so that's not going to happen. And my husband makes decent money, and we don't really hurt for anything, and we are getting ready for retirement, so we do have almost everything paid off, which is wonderful. But I mean, we're still not what I would consider rich.
Yeah.
And I have friends who would just do anything to be rich.
Yeah.
Anything. And they want to live this lifestyle, and I can't figure it out. And then I have this other friend who lives in this beautiful house on a golf course in Boulder City, Nevada. It is a beautiful house with a swimming pool and all this stuff. And we went there for dinner, and she was freaked out. Oh my God, these people have so much money. And it's like that they act like normal people.
Yes.
They're not, it's okay, you know? And she's like, but they have so much money. And so I've never really thought about it before. And I suppose by looking at this now, could this be part of my holdup, that I'm afraid if we continue on the path that we're heading down,
yes,
we could end up being, maybe I'm afraid that isn't what I really want.
Yeah, though. That you would lose yourself.
Want the money.
Yeah.
That's not what I...
It was such a powerful and important lesson for you, because somehow along the line you've anchored it as a choice. It's either one or the other. And being able to now understand that, you know, your soul might have chosen a lot of abundance and a lot of richness coming into your life in order to have the impact that you're supposed to have, in order to really touch as many lives as you're supposed to. And when we're holding it back because we are somehow resisting it, either thinking that it will corrupt or change who you are, or that you would have to choose between the love of your life and being rich, or whatever it is, Spirit needed to lift this piece for you in order for you to step fully into what you're meant to be doing. So it's no longer a source of resistance and a source of holding back. So I love it, because I did feel like it was a very unexpected lesson, but it was very powerful and very important. As you're moving into your greatness, part of it is saying yes to more and more in all ways.
Yeah, it's hard. And that for some reason is hard for me. Maybe it's not just the wealth, it's abundance.
Correct.
Abundance is, sometimes I feel like I don't deserve abundance.
Exactly. There's an energy here that spirit really needs you to break through in order to do what you're meant to be doing. And so bringing it up to you in this way and letting you reflect on it and understand. And like I said, let things settle, because you're going to find yourself gaining more pieces. You're going to, okay, yes, like there was fear there. There was pieces that I held back because I had an idea of what this is going to look like. And if I did that, I was going to lose myself or whatever it is. And in truth, money is an enhancer. And so to be able to enhance more of your journey, to be able to fully step into what you guys are meant to do. Because like, take even the silly example of Mike writing a book. Like, you want that to reach millions. You want the influence to be impactful and huge and big. And if you have a resistance to what that looks like, because it might change your dynamic or it might change who you are, then you're going to hold yourself back and behind. And so it's the same on your journey, right? It's that space of worthiness. It's that space of fully accepting that part of this journey means more. And we got to start getting comfortable with this more.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. And I don't think it's necessarily money necessarily. It's abundance.
No. Agreed.
It is abundance. I do believe that I must have, I try not to, but I carry the unworthy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You always hear, I'm worthy. I deserve this. And a part of me says, well, that's silly. Of course I deserve to have a nice life and stuff. But another part of me is resistant and says, yeah, but do you really deserve?
Or do you really need more than what you need? Do you really need like the overflow? Or are you just okay? Exactly.
Do I need it? Do I deserve it? It's kind of a combination of both.
Yes.
It's okay. I think I am totally getting now what was going on there.
Yes, it was a really, really powerful lesson. It's really important. And it goes hand in hand with impact. It really does. You can't have one and not the other. I remember somebody wrote this affirmation out for me on my social, but it was like, millions of dollars can help millions of people. Billions of dollars can help billions of people. It was like so anchored into, you want to be in a space of positive impact. You have to be in a space that's open and accepting of this, because they live hand in hand. They live together, and you can't do one and not the other. It's not a thing. Even if you give it away, you know what I mean? Even if you have millions of dollars that eventually go into like whatever charity, like you still need to be in a space that allows that to come through, that allows that to come in, that allows that to be yours first, whatever you decide to do with it later. And
right.
And if your journey is to impact millions of people, then your journey has to be in being in a space of abundance that will allow that type of wealth. It really does. And it needs to allow overflow, because how else would you then overflow into, others?
Yes. Yes.
And I think that it's a journey that almost all of us as spiritual beings go through. I think it's very much anchored that spiritual people or healers shouldn't have, or I think we're very ingrained to be in that space of lack because of perhaps our, journey in the past of being, like the elder that healed or whatever, like it was, but it's not the phase that we're entering now. And our guides want us to get used to that vibration and to be okay with that. So I love that they brought that in for you.
Yes. And I truly believe in manifestation and setting my intention. I'm really, really seeing, I see it happening. And it's like, holy cow, I set an intention and now it is manifested.
Correct.
And I'm starting to see it more and more. And so in some ways it's kind of scary, because it's like, all right, what am I going to manifest next?
Yeah, 100%. It's really stepping into your power and claiming it and embracing it and not being afraid of it.
I think I am a little afraid of it.
Yeah, it's going to take time.
That's part of it.
This is exactly why it's been brought up to you. So you can start working on that. Now that you're conscious of those pieces, you're going to be able to work on it. You're going to be able to be intentional about it.
Yes, yes. All right. All right. I get it now.
I was so grateful that they've opened up the subject of money with her. It is such a powerful piece that, again, like I mentioned, I feel so many of us who are more spiritual really deal with. There's a real poverty consciousness that comes, and it's a space of this humility and being of service that I feel that so many of us carry, where we don't allow ourselves to step into great wealth. And I think a big piece of it too is that many of us tend to condemn who we see as the billionaires, because I think a lot of it has to do with the awareness that our society have right now. If I tell you to list, billionaires that, you heard about, you would list the most corrupt, the ones that are in power that you feel like shouldn't be, the one that step on the smaller people. Even though in our reality, there are many millionaires and billionaires who are amazing, who do incredible, wonderful things for our society. But I feel like, again, we are so hyper focused on the negative in our society and what we see that we tend to have a great aversion to it. And we block ourselves from being part of that energy because we really feel like it is corruptive. We feel like we don't want to lose ourselves in it. I love that Julie brought forth so many pieces around just the awareness of it now, and pieces that are going to really serve her, because when you are one that dedicates your life to supporting other people, you are the one that deserves to have the wealth. If we could give the money to the healers, to the ones that are Earth's biggest supporters, to the ones that are fair and just, our world would look so much different. And again, those people exist and they do hold wealth. But I feel like many of us, I know for myself, I won't be able to list all the beautiful, amazing billionaire and millionaire like I would be able to list the corrupt ones. They are just the ones that are so talked about and heightened in our society. And there's a huge purpose and reason to start shifting that narrative. Spirit would like for us to hold the power. And in order to hold that kind of wealth and abundance, we have to be okay with it and understand that money is an enhancer, like I mentioned. It's an amplifier. Whoever you are, it's just going to emphasize it more and grow it. It is not the reason why someone is a certain way. It's just an amplifier of their already personality, of their already journey. And I was so grateful that she was able to receive these lessons and that Spirit talked to her about that and really broke some of those untruths and myths and allow her to get a deeper understanding. First, that you don't need to compromise on anything in order to have it. And second, that you don't need to be afraid of it either. If your journey is of impact, you have to be okay with holding the wealth. You have to be. And it's something that I feel like I've really been through. I've really held very similar beliefs and patterns to the pieces that she was saying. And again, it's because of what I've witnessed. And then I had the privilege of truly being around people who held a lot of wealth. They were wonderful people and down to earth and amazing. And you would never even know. Like she mentioned one of her friends. And it was such a game changer for me because it allowed me to really open up to that next level. And the more I dedicated myself to impact, to reaching millions, the more I really recognized that I need to be okay with holding on to wealth and money and feeling more comfortable with that kind of level, because it's an enhancer. It will not change who I am, it will only enhance who I am. And I feel like it's the same for so many of you. So many of my clients are dealing with the exact same resistance. And I really, really hope that this episode sheds some light and allows some of those pieces to fall that are no longer serving you, because the world would look so different if we put permission in our hands to step fully into that level of abundance and wealth, and know that when we stop judging wealth as negative and seeing that as a negative thing, and we start really celebrating it and knowing that it doesn't matter. Whoever is in a space of attracting that has done that, and it's part of their soul's journey. And we can celebrate that energy and know that we can claim it and be part of it. That this universe is abundance and infinite, and we can absolutely have a part in it as long as we release the resistance to it and really let that kind of level of wealth into our lives. Again, I was so grateful this lesson came up and I really wanted to share it. I hope you enjoyed that segment and that you enjoyed this piece. I'm so grateful for your presence and for being here and supporting me. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for inviting me into your lives. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Healing with Hila. If you'd like to explore more, join our amazing community on Patreon for my Midnight Thoughts, exclusive podcast, and so much more. Thank you so much for inviting me into your life. So much love your way.